Okay, so I'm John Durnell with RJR Fabrics and Cotton and Steel Fabrics. I wanted to explain the Jinny Beyer palette, and actually it's actually a system. When we get down to it, it's a system of basic prints, and as opposed to solids as you would see here, the palette offers tonal prints, which are then shaded in an entire range, which gives you the entire spectrum of color that a customer would be looking for. But the key is it doesn't duplicate, and it's also it's a system because it's a shaded range. So we're actually shading through the entire spectrum of colors without duplicating colors. So you have 150 pieces which shade, as you can see here, from light greens, which shade down into a mossy green, and then into the browns, and then those shade into a different shade of green. And then as you lighten the shades, we now move into yellows, and then the yellows grade through into golds, and then the golds shade into orange, and then through the reds. And so the idea is, as opposed to just a random assortment of basic fabrics, this gives you a system which you can follow, and then your eye can easily take a focal print. Like if I grabbed any random focal print, let's see, even if it was something like this. I just picked a random fabric. And this could be any focal print, but this has a series of, I see blues and a shade of gold and a little bit of even taupe or brown, and then a neutral. If I was to go down the palette, my eye would quickly take me, and I'm just doing this on the fly, it would start to take me to prints which would then coordinate with the colors I'm looking for. If I'm looking for blue, I would instantly be heading down to this area, and I can find a blue shade. Okay? If I needed something a little brighter, I could pop it a little bit more with this color. I don't know if we're losing the camera. And if I needed a neutral, a cream, my eye takes me to here. So the cool thing is, in a matter of less than a minute, I can find 2, 3, 4, 5 different coordinating colors because my eye will take me to where it's shaded on the palette. The great thing is your customers can find their coordinates quickly and easily. Doesn't take as much time for the people working in the store, because you basically can send them over to the color palette and they can find what they're looking for. There's really only two things you need to do in the store. This works by itself. All you need to do is have the whole system in place, all 150 pieces, and have them kept in order so that they shade through the color palette, and then the system really works for itself. Very easy and quick, and it actually reduces your inventory over time because you know you have all your colors covered. And there are neutral colors, there are muted colors, there are medium tones, and then there are even bright colors. So you're not getting one look. Sometimes a basic line has either just brights, just neutrals, just muted shades. Here you get all three of those. The other thing you get, which is very important, instead of them being all the same texture, you're actually getting about 20 different patterns. So if a customer grabs a print and they're looking for coordinates, they won't be duplicating the texture over and over and over. Because if it was like a marble, for instance, a marble's a very popular tonal print. Well, there's only so many marbles you can put into a quilt before you start to duplicate that texture. Maybe 2, 3 is getting up there. So here they could actually find 7, 8, 9 coordinates and probably only duplicate the texture once. So you can sell more coordinates from this selection of basics than you could with any other line. So why carry 5, 6, 7, 8 different lines of basics that all have one texture when you can get 20 textures in just one line? Okay? So really, you set it up and you've got it displayed perfectly here. 1 through 150, everything they need is on this color wall. You don't have to search all over the store, spend more time trying to find, well, I've got 2 of these marbles, and now where do I find more coordinates? I'm kind of stuck now. Maybe I should go somewhere else. No, you can really find everything you need right here. So are there any questions I can answer? In a nutshell, that's pretty much how it works. So it works by itself, just by being here. And if you just send customers over, they will have a very easy time finding their coordinates. But it also helps to know why it works. So now you start to understand why it works. Why it's important that it's kept in order. Why is it important that it shades? Why it's important that you have multiple textures to choose from. Because when it goes into a quilt, it all looks great. So those are the reasons why. Does anybody have any other questions about it? Okay. So the other things with us is we've been running this palette idea for 25 years. Why? Because it works. It works easily, simply. It literally does reduce your need to buy a whole lot of other lines that come and go. This line's not going anywhere. And we update it. Every 3.5 years, we track how each print sells. And then we take out the prints that don't sell as well, and we replace them, not with a different color, because that would mess up the shading, but with a different pattern. And so we have upgraded it and refined it and literally kept the winners and eliminated anything that didn't do so well. So over time, it's the most refined and proven line for something that sells. Any questions by anybody else? Okay. Why it works, why we do it, why it's here. Does everyone understand everything about it? Okay. So that's pretty much it. We make it easy for you to restock it because we give you samples like this, which are all shaded in order. And the other thing about it, it's just beautiful. It's actually something that attracts customers. If they come into the store and you have it placed in an area, when they see it, they're drawn to it because it's just beautiful, complete spectrum of color and the richness of the color and the shades that you get. And you don't actually just get 150 colors. You know, there's 150 different SKUs, right, in the line. But if you look at each individual print, there are light, medium, and dark tones to each print. So this gives me not just one color of blue, but it probably gives me about 5 or 6 colors of blue. And this gives me multiple colors of teal. And then this doesn't do what this one does. This one's lighter tones, but again, we have light, medium, and dark shades in this series of colors. So rather than just 150 colors, you're actually getting 5 to 6 times that amount of colors. So you're getting 750 to 900 colors represented. So you have a very strong chance of finding what you're looking for. And that's a great benefit to have because your customers won't get frustrated. The one other point I'll make is by having a whole spectrum of color, you also end up with colors that you probably wouldn't normally buy. We all have our favorites. We like blues, we like reds, we like greens, we like purples. But sometimes you're looking for something like this. Now who's going to buy chartreuse, but it's here when you need it. And it actually is in more fabrics than you would think. I can see it just looking around the store. I can see tones of chartreuse. I can see colors you're wearing that you wouldn't normally buy. But when it comes time to coordinate it, your store will have it and someone else won't. So it helps you have the colors you wouldn't normally buy. Not just the popular colors or not just your favorites. And it's very hard for buyers to buy colors that they don't particularly like. So we stock it. You can reorder it anytime. Like I said, we've been running it for 25 years. It's going to continue hopefully for another 25 years. The concept remains the same. It works the same way. It's a great tool for you to have in your store. Thanks.